these guys, they need our support, and that's what I wanted to point out to you. These guys fight every day for us, and we need to point out the ones that do fight for us. We need to put out the ones that don't fight for us.
Right.
I want to bring a new friend of mine down here, Lenina. This is why she's just a mother who wants to speak to you today, and I've introduced you to a few people that are working hard. Now I want to introduce you to yourselves. Lenina, close.
Yeah, Lenina!
It's really an honor to be here. My name is Lenina. I don't come here with any impressive title. Mostly, I'm just a mom. Obviously, I didn't hear it. But like most of you that are parents, I care about the world that I'm leaving to my children. There was a criminal case in 1964 where a New York woman named Kitty Genovese was stabbed to death in broad daylight as 38 individuals stood idly by and watched it happen. You may have read about this in some of your history books. Later, a few sociologists did a study on this phenomenon, and they dubbed it the bystander problem. They concluded from their studies that the more people who are aware of a problem, the less likely any of them are to do anything about it. This unfortunate young woman was brutally murdered while 38 people casually assumed that someone else was going to take care of the problem. I'm afraid that's the predicament we find ourselves in currently. We've assumed that someone else will protect our rights and our liberties. Look where that's gotten us.
Right.
I already told you that I'm a mom. I have two sons. My 16-year-old has brain cancer, and my 13-year-old is autistic. I cannot afford to be apathetic and assume that someone else is going to stand up for my freedom. Unfortunately, I can't expect those in power to look for my best interests either, or that of my children. It is time for the citizens to assert themselves.
That's right.
You seem to have forgotten who we are. What's happened to us? We are sons and daughters of revolutionaries. Our forefathers fought tirelessly for freedom and individual rights. This is our heritage, but we've taken it for granted, and we've ignored the threats to our liberty. And as a result, our individual rights have been taken away little by little. Shame on us! We've become bystanders, just like the 38 people in New York City who watched that brutal murder. While our freedoms are being assaulted right in front of us, we have become complacent and left the problem for someone else to take care of. Well, there is no one else. It is you and me. We can stand here and write about our problems, or we can start getting involved, and that's why we're here today. You see the yellow flags that are flying around the Gadsden flags? It says, "Don't tread on me." It bears the symbol of a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake never initiates an attack unless provoked. Did you know that?
Right.
But if she feels threatened, she will strike. Yes. And once engaged, she will never give up and she will never surrender. For this reason, the rattlesnake became a symbol of courage and the mascot for liberty on the Gadsden flag, while the phrase, "Don't tread on me," became the mantra for those fighting for our freedom. She cautions her enemies of the fatal danger that awaits those who tread on her. I believe it's time to give our government officials such a warning. To Congress, who has mortgaged my children's future, and to the Supreme Court, who has failed to honor the timeless principles of our Constitution, and to the President, who wishes to restrict our freedoms, please consider this your warning. Don't tread on me, don't tread on my children, and do not tread on the American people. First, let your anger motivate you. Send warnings to your elected officials by phone, by letter, by emails, and in personal conversations. Tell them that you value individual rights, free markets, and limited government. Second, I want you to consider what you can do within your own circle of influence. Please, get involved. There are several groups here today that are gathering names and contact information. Liberty on the Rocks, the People's Press Collective, the Independence Institute, the Gadsden Society, Plymouth Bench, Colorado, and the DMYR are all here gathering names, and there's a bunch of others that I'm sure I haven't mentioned. There are also several campaigns that have been or will be launched soon for the 2010 election. Please, please get involved. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Let's not evade our responsibilities. I, for one, do not want to be a bystander. I may be just a mom, but like the rattlesnake on the Gadsden flag, I stand with all of you, coiled up and ready to strike.